Oh, the Minister signing these purchase agreements. It's great. It's wonderful news. We've put pen to paper. When do we get some power?
Well, normally these projects, when they get signed with the Minister, then that takes about 3 to 6 months to get to financial close, and then about another 12 to 18 months to connect to the grid. This is the normal kind of time frame one needs for these bigger projects. I've seen that been happening quicker, but that is only one solution to our problem.
And what would be the other, if not having to wait another 18 months for this solution, what would be the other solution?
Well, I'm advocating for something called a feed-in tariff. And what I'm saying is the private sector can build fast, efficient, and cost-effective. We've seen that only in this year, by the way. The private sector has deployed roughly about 1.5 gigawatts of solar PV. Just to give that in perspective, the last round of REAP in round 5 and round 6 is 1 gigawatt, and the private sector has done 1.5 as much as that just in 1 year. So never mind time that you need to do the bidding and stuff like that. So that the private sector can do it much faster. So the way you would do it, you would take Eskom's production cost, which are roughly about at 86, 89 cents per kilowatt hour. That's what it costs them to run coal-fired plants, buy the coal, maintain them, and so on. And I think it's at the moment much higher because they have to buy so much diesel. But put that aside. So you take that tariff, and then you take the tariff that we've achieved in round 5. Granted, it was very low, and it was before the COVID pandemic. So let's move it a little bit up. So let's say something like 50 cents. So something in between 85 to 50 cents, you give feed-in tariffs. And you do it in the following way. You say whoever can connect in the next 6 months gets, let's say, 80 cents per kilowatt hour. And whoever can do that in 12 months gets 75, and in 18 months, 70, etc. So with that, you really engage private sector to come online fast and with big amounts. And it's possible. We've seen that all over the world, anywhere where you want to expedite and fast track these rollout programs of renewable energy, it's been done through a feed-in tariff. And we don't need to go to the extent of feed-in tariffs that they've done in Germany, where they paid in the beginning something like 54 euro cents. No, we just need to go to whatever is cheaper than what Eskom can produce today, which is the 86 cents.
Yeah.
So anything from 80 to 50 cents. And I'm sure there is renewable energy companies that will jump on that and would go ahead with building power plants.
And how easy would that be to do? Because this sounds at least like a short to medium type of solution. What would be the hold-up? Because let's face it, we live in South Africa. There's a lot of bureaucracy and red tape. What could be the hold-up there, do you think?
Well, the red tape is definitely a big issue, although we have got Operation Vumelela, and they helping quite a bit with that red tape. So one must really salute them. They have done a lot at the moment, so that is ongoing. So that's good that we've got something like that to get rid of red tape. But it's just also that the minister needs to come up with a plan like that. And the minister that talks about Eskom, I don't know what his last saying was, that Eskom is there that causes the crisis and overthrowing the whole government for the country. I mean, surely Eskom, I feel for Eskom workers, they work very hard to get these old power stations to work. They work very hard to make sure that all the steel and stones that are coming, the coal, that it doesn't destroy all the plants. So, no, I don't think it's Eskom employees or management that is at fault here. It's government that hasn't procured back then when Eskom officials told them to procure new power plants.
And I'm afraid that is the legacy that Eskom and us are now having to deal with. The warnings were there. We all know the warnings were there. There were white papers back in the day, weren't there? Wido, thank you very much. We will leave it there. I am planning to get Wido Schnabel back on again, by the way. I see a lot of people talking about the cost of solar and how it's jumped in the last year. But Wido and I had a discussion off air. I'm going to get him back on, talk about the cost of solar. It is incredibly expensive. Why is that? And could it come down? But Wido telling me off air there could be some changes. So I will plan to get him back on the SA morning at some point.